All right. Let's see what we're doing today. And let's see if we can't figure out why the overlay chat isn't showing up. Actually, you know what? There's an easy way to test this. We can just go like... that's where it is. It's all the way up there. Now it'll be visible. All righty then. Let's see what we're doing today. You know what I haven't done? I haven't closed out all the tabs from last stream. Let's see here. All right, good political ad. Funny. All right, now we're ready. Where's my stream deck? All right, we're live now. How's it going, guys? It is still weird to see myself on the left side of the screen. Well, I guess it's mirrored. This side of the screen for you guys, that side of the screen for me. Very strange seeing myself there. I have been at a wedding all weekend long. I drank way too much. I am barely recovered even today, but we're just going to chill. Maybe do some cozy gaming or something. Ooh. Let me also do this. I'll need to move some windows around that I forgot to do. Let's see here. I do not want to buy Brotato. Thank you very much. Go right here. You know what? I'll just move all my chats over there. Like that. Like this. And then we'll move Twitch chat below those two. All right, we're good. Thrilling discounts on hundreds of games. Man, I wish I could afford a single one. All right, are there any scary games that I own that we have never played on stream? In the spirit of the season. I don't think so. We could re-download The Forest. Might as well play Call of Duty World at War. Yeah, the zombies. Well, I think I have Call of Duty, right? World at War. Let's see if me downloading this game kills my stream. Let's see. Oh, and then you know what? It's probably going to be a pain in the ass to play on the correct monitor, too. Downloading it hasn't killed stream yet, so... Am I going to get Factorio Space Age? Listen, the last thing on my mind is purchasing any games. Okay? Is it a DLC? Yeah, it's an expansion. Well, wait, hold on. It's something that you have to buy, right? Yeah. You got to earn the right to play games? Well, listen, I'm preparing in advance, okay? Preparing in advance. Ugh. Well, nothing much really interesting has happened that I can share on stream. Just went to a wedding, got really, really f***ed up. Anything else interesting that's happened in the past couple of days? What was that? It sounded like Steam, right? If it's base Factorio times 6, it would probably kill me. Oh, even if I wanted to play it right now, I couldn't. It took me way too long to beat this game, dude. Let me just say, it took me 322 hours, give or take a couple of hours for different save files, okay, to beat this game. Let's say 300 even. It is just unacceptable. I don't think it should take that long. Although, you know what? There were probably times where I just left it on and walked away from the computer. Because I'm trying to think. What games have I played the most on... If I just go to library and I sort by... The only one I think I actually left... that I played and that actual amount of time is probably 20 minutes till dawn. Which is depressing. That's Civ 5. Really quick, Redtron. I say Redtron because that's your name on Twitch. Tron. The problem with the enforcement stuff is that, like, I'm not someone that they care about. They're not going to remember my name. They're not going to remember that I covered the fact that there's issues going on with Twitch right now. So if I wanted to cover those things, like, I'm just not big enough of a fish to fry unless I'm covering something that is actively like a hot topic issue that is that could be covered in the Twitch ban. Then yeah, but like, also think of the press. Small Twitch streamer banned for simply looking at whatever's happening with Twitch. Like, I would agree with you. Like, if I was someone that was well known on Twitch, like, yeah, absolutely, that kind of grudge would, absolutely, that kind of grudge would be warranted to be worried about. But I think in the future you could put a bad taste in their mouth. Well, oh man, if you're scared about me talking about this, I can't even give you what my real take is, dude. No, my real take is that one of two things are going to happen. Either Dan is going to be ultra successful and people are going to get fired. I'm looking at it. I'm telling you right now, I know what sorts of things are going to put me in the territory of getting banned and what things are not going to put me in the territory of being banned. Covering this, if I get banned for it, it would just be like another thing for Twitch PR to deal with. Like, oh, they banned this guy because he was covering this thing, right? Now, here's the thing that you're saying, like, oh, well, in the future. Well, if in the future they decide to ban me because of something I'm saying now, that number one, that means that nothing changed at Twitch. And number two, like, let me be real with you guys for a second. This election, I am epistemically frozen. I have no idea how to trust information about the election specifically. I don't know how to trust any information about the election. And it feels like it literally is a coin toss. Because everyone's giving reasons why it's going to be a blowout in one way or the other, why it's going to be close, but this person's going to win, right? And a lot of them have like fairly, like, I say a lot of them, a good chunk of them have good reasons for saying those things. But because a good chunk of them have good reasons for saying those things either way, I'm completely just like frozen. And I think that I've realized, well, how about this, Tron? We can just do this. Go to users in chat, and we can see who is there, and if they are Twitch staff, or if they are users, or if they're VIPs. All right. If you see anyone in here, if you want to keep that open and just refresh every once in a while and let me know. But I'm telling you, I'm like, so if there was even in my mind, a 10% chance that what you're talking about happens, I wouldn't do it. But it's like literally just not even, I just don't even think that it's like on there. Because again, you have to remember, there's a really huge chunk of people on this platform that are gamer bros that agree with everything that I might say. Right? Even if they disagree with like 99% of everything else that I say, they like, there's a huge chunk of the user base that is a little bit miffed on why someone like Asmongold got, a 2-week ban, but Hassan Piker is still completely just untouchable. But yeah, Sansol's account probably has notes on it. It probably does have notes on it because I've been banned like 5 times. And in my defense, only 3 of those were my fault. And furtherance of my defense, I've learned never. I'm going to change the way I talk about this. In my defense on those 3, I've learned what things are and aren't acceptable on this platform, and I have a pretty I think, okay eye for it, unless they just start like going ban crazy because they decide they're not going to get rid of anyone on trust and safety or not change anything to do with the company culture, which seems to be a thing. You know, we didn't even talk about it really last time. 1 second. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but I cannot read this because you have sent me a link to an article that is paywalled. Sorry, Lettergoat. And there's no chance Twitch hasn't made changes since all this happened. Well, there's something that I listened to, like, I don't know, 2 hours ago that happened last night, I think. Let me see when this stream happened. Pause. Yeah, it must have happened yesterday in the evening. Yeah. This is crazy. Also, wait a second. I just realized something. You said... Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought that you said... Trust and safety unhinged DMs. What are you referencing? Have there been... Oh. You know what? After this, Tron, I'll just give you my... Here, 1 second. You know what? Quit DMing me, okay? Everything else, all further correspondence needs to happen out in the open because I've been live for how long? For about 17 minutes. And it's mostly been me talking to you. But, no shot. Send that to me in DMs or reply to it because I did not see that. Someone leaked their Slack channel? I won't show it on screen. That's something that I would never show on screen while streaming to Twitch. Okay, let's put that there. And let's actually get started. Sorry for the long delay in starting. But in my defense, Dan already streamed it all? Oh. No. When was the last time he streamed? He hasn't been banned from Twitch yet. He streamed it to YouTube, I think. Well, shit. Listen, if you guys have anything and you guys want to DM it to me on Twitter or on Discord, preferably Discord, please do. Sounds like you guys have some information that I need. Give me literally 2 seconds. I'm just going to do one thing right here. I'm going to yoink. Nope. Yoink. Nope. Yoink. All right. There we go. All right. As a quick starter meme, let's see what we got here. Oh, I saw this earlier today. This isn't really, this has nothing to do with the drama. This is just a fun little thing I saw.
This is your pilot speaking. They tell me the plane is malfunctioning. I'm not surprised. They were very unfair when they gave me this plane. They're giving us bad planes, nasty planes. I think I know a lot more about flying planes even than a lot of the engineers do. I look around and see all the beautiful lights and switches. Nobody knows what they do. They said flip that one and maybe this one. I said let's flip all the switches, but nobody listens. Can I get some pretzels, please?
That is a... Actually, that's just a good political ad. I think that's just a good political ad. Regardless of what your opinions are on Kamala or on Trump, that's a political ad that tells you exactly what you want to hear about the guy. It tells you exactly his personality. Oh, you know what else? You know what? I'm going to complain for a second, okay? I get allergies every year, but usually it's later in the year, right? And my birthday is coming up on Halloween, and my girlfriend wants to do something, of course, right? But I'm in a new city. I don't really know that many people, but I decided, let's do karaoke. Of course, the year that I want to do karaoke for my birthday is the year that I get like crazy bad, phlegmy, hacky, like crazy cough right before we get private room karaoke. So imagine being allergic to the earth. I guess I'm just like allergic. Well, I don't know. It's every single person in my family. And I also feel like this is a thing with people who do a lot of singing, because everyone in my family are really big singers. All right. My parents met in choir in college, right? They have music degrees. My brother sings. Both of my brothers sing. I was a vocal performance major for about one semester in college, and then I realized that was a really bad choice, and I switched it. I signed up to be a vocal performance major without my parents' knowledge, and then I switched it to what they thought that it was. Yeah, I feel like for some reason, and I don't know why this is, feels like people who are singers who perform on a at least semi-regular basis, which, I mean, I don't, but I used to, get crazy sick all the time. Like there's always a problem with the singer's voice. There's always a problem with the singer's voice. And I don't know why that is. Maybe just more sensitive, maybe. But I mean, like, well, I don't know how audible it'll be, but just like listen to me breathe out. That's got to be audible. Like I'm barely playing that up. I'm barely accentuating the sound so it's audible. Like it's pretty bad. Does anybody else? Let me also ask this. This is the last part of this, and then we're gonna actually dive into content. Okay. My girlfriend is super concerned about me, but this feels like this happens at least once a year, literally my entire life, or at least as long as I can remember. Does that sound like something that I should be concerned about if it happens every single year? Maury Calliope, Hololive VTuber, just announced she had some serious lung damage from performing in New York City. How do you get lung damage from... That's just seasonal allergies? Okay. My girlfriend made me start double thinking myself, or second guessing myself. She had COVID? Okay, well, that'll do it. The Destiny of Wikipedia. I forgot that they were doing a Wikipedia, and I can't remember what Discord I heard I saw someone talking about it, but someone linked something to it, and I clicked on it, and I was like, I'm curious. Am I in there? I am in there. But want to know something else? They got my goddamn name wrong. Why is that second S capitalized? Why the is that second S capitalized? I have been fighting against lefties for so long to get away from their weird putting SS from my name everywhere. And now the Taliban does it to me? Come on. Oh, I made an account because I was going to try and edit it, but then I'm also stupid lazy. Oh, actually, you know what? I am logged in. Why don't I just expand it? Oh, I don't have permission to edit this page for this following reason. The action you have requested is limited to users in one of the groups. Editor, super editor. So I can't do anything with it. Taliban is further left than me? Oh, shit. Oh. I don't have like a finger on the pulse of the DGG community. Are they considered like, are they going... Are they further left than Destiny on average? Because I genuinely don't know. I don't pay attention to the community. It's all over the place? Oh, well, I guess that also makes sense. All right. Actual content time. I've seen this video. Let's see here. There are times I am further right, and others when they pull out their Jackson Hinkle energy and I'm blown away. Dude, Jackson Hinkle Well, let me see if I can find it. There, I can't remember exactly. Oh, wait, yeah. Now that I'm actively thinking, Jackson Hinkle, he posted the cringiest pro Iran thing. But goddamn, does this man tweet? It was like 2 days ago. Wait, did I just pass it? No. God damn, this guy tweets a whole bunch. If my job required me to be this online, I wouldn't last long. I'll tell you that. This right here. Bro, what the f is going on? What is going on? We need a total halt on everything with the MAGA communists. We need a total pause on everything to do with Jackson Hinkle, with all of these anti-liberal people. We need a total pause until we figure out what the f is going on. Because this right here, guys, is the cringiest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. All right? He gets a ruble a tweet. You know what? At this rate, getting a ruble per tweet, he'll be able to finally afford that height adding surgery in about 4.5 years. Short King has been grinding like crazy just so that people don't make fun of him for being 5'2". All right, let me see. Okay, so we got the wiki page. We got Dan Saltman. We have the Turkey Tom thing. We don't need this. I can't read this. Get rid of that. Maybe we'll watch that. That's just an extra tab. I don't need that anymore. Twitch's community guidelines. And also, I have a question for anybody that's involved or invested in the Pisco versus Rob stuff. I thought it was Infrared that was super short. I'm pretty sure that Infrared and Hinkle have taken pictures next to each other, and Haas is supposed to be like 5'7", and I thought that Hinkle was like an inch shorter than him. Actually, I'm a little bit worried just because I do not know what will pop up here. Let's do Jackson Hinkle, Haas. Yeah, here they are standing side by side. He's like an inch taller than Haas. So he's 5'8", 5'9", max. Okay? Because we've seen Haas next to Destiny. Destiny is supposed to be 5'8", and he was an inch shorter. So that means that this guy's either 5'8" or 5'9", max. And let me be clear. I support our short kings. All right? Unless they make a big deal out of it. In which case, then it just becomes fun. All right? Then it just becomes fun. I was at that wedding this weekend, and they, they made jokes about short kings. And let me tell you something. Not a single one of the short kings gave a and they were short kings. And they didn't give a It's only funny when the person gives a and these guys really do. They really, really do be giving a big about it. All right. Sorry, Tron, for all the curse words. Can you please snap? All right. Let's start with this.
Something a little bit more fun to talk about than this, but I don't, unfortunately.
Bro, you're 6'4"? No shot. You're a giant. I think I'm 6'1". You know what? I'm like 99% sure I'm 6'1", but I haven't measured myself, and I've just assumed that I'm 6'1". And I always worry that one day someone's going to call me on that and then measure me, and I'm only going to be 6 foot. And then people are going to think that I'm trying to inflate my height like I give a single about it. Nothing is built for me. Dude, you know what the worst thing is? Oh, it's not right here. No, there's not one right here. But I cannot buy dress shirts. There are no dress shirts that fit me. It is either the arms are too short and it fits my shoulders and my body well, or the sleeves are fine, but it looks like I'm wearing a like Saudi Arabian robe or whatever they call those things. Like there is no in between buying shirts from the store, which is why I don't own any nice clothes because I don't want to waste money on clothes that I know I'm never going to wear because they make me look frumpy or make me look like I'm wearing my clothes from when I was in high school. Thank God for online shopping. It's been so impossible to find clothes IRL. I don't think I've ever purchased clothes online. I like to feel it on me at first. Okay. But let's see here. We're just gonna continue. Okay.
This is like a really sad
You got to go to a specialty store, but that's more expensive, and I'm poor.
situation that I'm forced to talk about here. I don't know how it's come to this point. So some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know, but
By the way, just as a preface on this, okay, I'm going to give my full take on the Twitch anti-Semitism stuff, okay? I'm going to give my full take on everything right here. 1, I don't like banning people in general for opinions that they have, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, I am 60-40 on thinking that Twitch doesn't have a massive internal, but this could change because I guess there's some leaked chat logs that I haven't heard about until I started stream today. So maybe my opinion on this will change. But as it stands right now, I'm like 60-40 that the anti-Semitism is more Hassan sucking than, disliking Israelis or Jews or anything like that. That being said, the effect of what's happening is anti-Semitism. That's my opinion. And I do think that Twitch needs to take a look at this because holy shit. We'll see in this video, he'll go over it. They banned new account creation from the country of Israel for an entire year. And their explanation was, ooh, fun. Can't wait to see you change on if Twitch is anti-Semitic. Oh, we'll see. But it is a little bit unbelievable that they had an entire country soft banned for a year and did not notice it. That's a really, really unbelievably bad look. That is a catastrophic look. That is either the most dereliction of I say duty, but like you have a duty to do your job, I guess, right? Like you have a job to do, and if you are derelict in doing that, you're derelict in your duty. So for lack of a better phrase, like the dereliction of duty to notice an entire market has no growth whatsoever, has no growth in advertising sales, has no growth for an entire year. You know that these guys have at least quarterly meetings where they talk about the financial situation of Twitch. Don't public companies have to put out quarterly reports? And you didn't notice for an entire year that there's a market that hasn't been growing at all, 0%? Or negative % because people are no longer using their accounts just because of like the natural way people, make and unmake account or make accounts on something and then stop using the thing. Like you don't notice that. You don't notice when all of these requests come in like, hey, why can't I make an account? That's pretty crazy. But and I said this in a tweet, replying to, oh, it's going to bother me, Devin Nash, and we'll pull up his Devin Nash. Oh man, where is it? This isn't the tweet that I'm thinking of. This is the one I'm thinking of. Here, we'll read it first, okay? Twitch is an advertising nightmare situation. Advertisers are leaving the website and not returning. Twitch has controversy after controversy and can't get its enforcement straight. I don't know if the website will survive long-term without serious changes. That is the entire gist of this entire post. Going into more detail on some parts, but that's like the beginning and end of it to me. If Twitch is to survive and they don't want to just, have the website survive, not even thrive, but survive until, all of the top streamers retire, right? And then just let it fade into dust. If Twitch wants this to be a lasting platform, they're going to have to change some major stuff when it comes to enforcement of the rules, to how there is preferential treatment for specific streamers, not just in the rules, but in how they are pushing people to the front page and how they market things. There's obvious preferential treatment, and to a certain degree, you're good. You'll totally understand that, right? Like, these people are making the most money for the website. We're going to give them some preferential treatment because we want them to stay on our website, because they're bringing advertisers in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when it becomes such a problem that advertisers are leaving and you're still protecting them, and we'll get into advertisers leaving here in a minute, right? When you're in that situation, something has to change immediately. And if it doesn't, advertisers probably won't come back in force. And this is something that I kind of touched on last time when we were talking about it. There's something really important about applying rules consistently, right? When I was working in schools, right, I used to help with tutoring and after school stuff and substitute teaching and stuff like that. If you create one set of rules for some kids and then another set of rules for the kids that you don't really like that much and they're like really loud and annoying, and you like heavily enforce the rules on the ones that you don't like as much, they're going to notice. All right? Even first graders can tell when there's uneven enforcement of rules, right? Like, for example, I remember, and I hated this, and I talked to the counselor of that school, and they talked to the principal, I believe. But there was a first grade teacher that I really hated. I really hated that teacher because there were some problem kids in her class, and instead of dealing with them in a way to, allow them to continue learning while they were in her class, she just kind of put them off into corners and ignored them the entire day and talked down to them. And there were other kids in that class who were the good ones, but because they're 7-year-olds, they're going to do something wrong sometimes, and you're going to have to admonish them. It was always oh, sweetheart, you can't do that. Those kids talked to me, okay? When I substituted for that class, when I had to help them out at recess and stuff, and other events. Those kids, they knew that they would get in trouble for things that the other kids wouldn't. 7-year-olds can notice this stuff. And if 7-year-olds can notice this stuff, I think that the staff at Twitch can too, right? Now, what I don't think is the correct thing that Devin Nash here says, let me see here. The choice ahead for DJ Clancy, that's the CEO of Twitch, is clear to me. You must either ban all controversial and extremist content or none of it. And because a competitor already exists where all content is allowed and owns 10% of Twitch's audience, Kick, really, 10%? I don't think Kick is public, right? Kick streaming platform stock, privately held company. So he works in the business side of streaming, so I don't know what the I don't know how he would know that, but I don't have the ability to figure that out. 10% seems pretty massive because Twitch is still a massive platform by itself. They have 10% of Twitch's audience? That's crazy. The choice is pretty clear. This means politics, all sides, hateful content, and so on. Some people may argue this line is unclear. That was true in 2015 when we were figuring out advertising. But today it's very clear, and these categories are well understood. You can see each level of what's controversial or not on YouTube's pages or when you upload a YouTube video. Wait, what? You can see each level of what's controversial or not on YouTube's pages or when you upload a YouTube video. Is that true, Tron? Or do you know? You can try forcing this content into categories and then demonetizing that content, but it's too far gone, and the Twitch Kingmaker system still throws that content to the top of discovery. You can't fool advertisers, but this is a stopgap that might at least help temporarily. Now, this is what I disagree with. I don't think, number one, I don't think that it's even, I don't think it's easily possible to ban politics wholesale on a platform that is a social media platform, and we live in the world that we do live in. Someone's going to talk about politics at some point, or about something that is political, or something like that. That's just going to happen. It's so easy. I think it might be a little bit harder than you think. It seems like it might be easy, but I don't think it would be. You talk about it, you get banned. Oh, thanks, Little Bits. You're a genius. No, but here's the real thing. It's pretty easy to ban extremist content, right? Like, you can set the bar pretty high for extremist content. Like, I don't know. If I was to look at the terrorism and violent extremism part of Twitch's TOS, can't display or link terrorist or extremist propaganda, including graphic pictures or footage of terrorist or extremist violence, even for the purposes of denouncing such content. You can't show any extremist or terrorist propaganda, can't glorify, encourage, or support terrorism or violent extremist actors or acts. I feel like this is already in the TOS. You don't have to do much. You just have to enforce it. You just go back to the original Twitch, get rid of all non-gaming content. Well, I think that the last time that they banned people for not doing games, and also you have to understand, one of the things that, they had a rule a long time ago, I understand, that you had to be gaming on Twitch. It was a gaming website, and this was where you went to game. And if you weren't playing a game, you could get either temporarily banned or warned by staff in your chat, et cetera, right? You could bring something back like that, but you know what people did while they played video games? They talked. They talked. And they chatted. And they built audiences based off of their personalities. And that's how people would just put on Minesweeper in the background and sit there and chat with people because they're technically playing a game. The culture of Twitch is such that people want to interact with the human behind the screen, you know? It's not people don't go to Twitch because they just want to watch video gaming most of the time. There are streamers for that, but people go to Twitch and people watch live streams because there's going to be someone on the oh my lord, I lost my train of thought because I got a text. What was I saying? Oh, there's a couple of reasons people might want to watch a streamer. It could be for skill. It could be for personality. Those are the two broad categories, right? People are going to watch someone because they're doing something really cool, really skilled, something that they can do and nobody else can, right? Or they're going to be showing off parts of their personality that are interesting to people that people want to listen to, you know? it would be easy to have people report any political content. Because the definition of what is and what isn't political can be stretched and narrowed so much, right? But you can draw you can put it as a high bar and say no terrorism or violent extremism, right? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Twitch's TOS is actually fine as is. But I mean, if you can think of a way to define political content in a way that encompasses all political content in a way that would never, include people not talking about politics, then sure. But like, this isn't a gaming news website where the only topic is going to be gaming. People like to talk about their lives. People like to talk about, fun stuff that they do. The nature of the website has changed significantly. And gamers, let me tell you something. The gaming community from, 2015 to 2019, it ain't alive in the same way that it was. I'm pretty sure Major League Gaming stuff is like died down pretty significantly, right? Or am I wrong on that? Anyways, all that is to say, like, the ultimate thing is we don't have to ban all politics. It's just uneven enforcement. Uneven enforcement. That's like the biggest thing. The culture of the company itself is leading to problems on the website. And now it's coming to a head because someone's pointing it out in a very, very obnoxious and loud way. In a way that Twitch can't just ignore them as, deranged, haters of Hassan or someone. All right. Also, Tron, if you are still watching, prepare for an incoming, there's going to be a cut in if you make this into a video. There's no way to have non-biased enforcement if humans are involved. I think YouTube does it better than Twitch. I'm not saying go for perfection, right? But you can do better than what you're doing now, right? And the bias thing, you could get banned and then you can appeal and that should go to a different group of people. Like, I don't disagree. There's no way to have non-biased enforcement if humans are involved. But that's why you have appeals, YouTube is prepared content. It's easier. Well, they also have live events, right? I don't think it makes it any easier or harder, to be honest. Anyways, we should watch this before I have to take a 5-minute break to answer the phone. Okay?
I used to stream back in the day. I haven't done it in quite a while at this point. But lately, it's been pretty apparent that Twitch has been ideologically controlled by a certain element, which is the far left. And as a result of that far left ideological bent, you see things that are kind of crazy. You see people reading terrorist manifestos and not getting punished, or only getting punished after a huge outcry. You see people putting on actual terrorist propaganda videos and nothing happening to them. You see actual terrorists streaming on the site. You report them and nothing happens to them. And then you have other situations. You have someone like Asmongold who breathes the wrong direction, says the wrong thing, and instantly gets banned for 14 days. And to be clear, I think that's fine that he got banned. What he did say was bad. What I have a problem with is that the mental gymnastics that happens. There was an official TwitchCon event where we had Jews being ranked on the bottom. You had Ben Shapiro and Ethan Klein at the bottom. And at the top, you had Arabs. And then one of the contestants even said, I wish we had a tier lower called Zionists. It's so apparent what was going on. The anti-Semitism.
Also, the fact that Twitch had that at a sanctioned event is actually gobsmacking. It is actually unbelievable. Like, the more I hear about it, the less I can believe it. I can't believe it. That they almost certainly had to tell them what they were going to do on stage, right? They were going to rank people based off of their Arabness. How was it marketed? Does anybody know?
It was seething. And this was an officially created TwitchCon event that this happened. I'm not going to go through all the clips and the VODs. I'm sure that you have seen most of this by now because I'm putting this video up pretty late. I just want to give you kind of a rundown of what happened. And if I was there, let's just go through it. So the first thing to know is that on October 13th of 2023, on the day of the global day of jihad, Twitch put into place a ban. They said that this ban was specifically for the regions of Israel and Palestine, and it was only going to be for email signups. The first thing to note is that if you attempted to create an email account, or if you attempted to create a new Twitch account after this ban went into place, you would get a cryptic message. It would not say, sorry, you're banned because you're in Israel. It would say, sorry, an error has occurred. Now, if you
That's a good point. I control everything you say in your videos. I control nothing in the live stream, much to my chagrin. Very true. I can't be reeled in. I'm a horrible person with very shoddy work ethic right now. I used to have better work ethic, but right now, when it comes to stream, this is the best I could do. Tomorrow will be the best that I can do. Tomorrow will be good.
open developer mode in your browser and you went through the console and you're kind of a computer hacker, so to speak, you would be able to find out the actual error says banned country. So that happened in October 13th, 2023. And
in the Dalaban thing, pretty sure, yeah, we have examples here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if we go here, blocked country IP. Let's see what this one says. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing.
That block affected the piece of code that was posted to Twitter by the Stop Anti-Semites Stop Anti-Semites account. The code contained a very simple line, and it said, if the country is Israel or Palestine, error out. The issue is, number one, first off, people in the West Bank and Gaza have had their shit omega up by Israel, bomb hell. So I'm not so sure how much infrastructure is there for anything. And secondly, the infrastructure that they do have is not even inside of Palestine. It is provided by Lebanon, it is provided by Egypt, it is provided by Jordan. So it's not even going to be IPs that are in that space. It's going to be IPs outside of that space. So people in Palestine were not affected. It was only people, as far as I can tell, inside of Israel that would have been affected. And what you have here now is that Twitch silently put this ban into place. They didn't tell all of the Israeli creators, hey guys, by the way, just so you guys know, we're going ahead and we're banning new signups from Israel. You know, I hope that's okay. Just wanted to let you know, you might not have that many new people paying you because no one can create a new account, but just a heads up. They didn't do that. They were completely silent on it. The second thing is, as I was mentioning here, they like to say that it was an email-only ban. It's actually not true. Ynet News reported on this, and I did some testing, but I'm going to rely more on Ynet, is you actually couldn't create an account, even if you used a phone. It was still denied. So basically, it was a de facto complete ban of half the world's Jews. And it would put into place silently. And
note to self, maybe skip this part, put link in, to our video. I can do that for you. I can say that out loud so you can search it.
And the reason that this block went into place, the reason that they gave, is that we were worried that there was going to be bad content streamed, right? I mean, the global day of jihad, I mean, it's possible there could have been bad content streamed. But this block, as they said that they were going to put into place, wouldn't have even like made any difference, right? So if they're saying it only blocked...
And why would they have never blocked, you know, Ukraine and Russia from creating Twitch accounts, you know? Like, make it make sense. Why wasn't Lebanon banned? Because they were lobbing missiles into Israel and you knew that something was going to happen there. Why was Lebanon not why were they not banned? Why was it only the only like conflict in the world that has ever received a ban is Israel?
Blocked email signups. Like, I don't understand. Do they think that like a terrorist is going to like hold up their MacBook when they're like doing car bombing or something? Like, they're going to use a phone in a mobile login. Like, this is so stupid. It made no sense whatsoever. But none of it mattered because, of course, all email and all phone was blocked as a result of this. So the other question here is, why the only Israel? Yemen is in constant war. Iran, Iraq, Sudan, Rwanda, Congo. I mean, this has never been put in place anywhere else. Myanmar, they just had a coup. Like, I don't understand. Why is this? Why did they find the need to put a ban into place specifically for half the world's Jews when it's never been done before and it's never been done again since? I don't know the answer to that question, but it seems not good the more we go down the list, okay? So the next thing that's even more disgusting is, why is it that when these Israeli users put in tickets saying, hey, when I say put in tickets, I mean emailed into Twitch support, like support at twitch.tv or whatever, and they said, hey, I can't create an account, what's going on? Do you know what they responded with? They responded with, sorry, you're not eligible at this time. They didn't say, hey, oh, by the way, you just have to use your phone, which isn't going to work anyways. They told you, sorry, you're not eligible. That's the first thing. Why was the error message cryptic in the first place? Why not say, hey, sorry, we've currently banned people from your region? Why that? Are you trying to hide it and make it feel it's their fault? I mean, that's pretty fucked up as well. So the email tickets were pretty deceiving. Then if you went to user voice, which is kind of like a support system that they can run on their website, and did it, and you put in a ticket.
Yada, yada, yada. Long story short, someone at Twitch knew the entire time. Someone at Twitch knew without a doubt. All right. I just want to skip to the trust and safety. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Also, for some reason, and I don't know, I don't know what the benefit of this is. Here, we'll just watch it. Okay.
Right? That's all that's left. I can't do anything directly with Twitch. So there's a campaign. All these Israeli streamers, they start doing a campaign trying to get a hold of Twitch. They're tagging Twitch. They're saying, hey, let us create accounts. What the f? You know, we need to make money. We need to rely on our viewers, the whole thing. Twitch ignores it. Does nothing the whole time. No change. No, the ban's still in place, right? They go to Reddit and they say, hey, why is Israel banned? The whole thread and every comment gets deleted by the moderators. Why is that? Why would you do that? Isn't this something that should be known? Are these moderators of this subreddit like so biased that it's such a disgusting off-topic thing? How could you ask about Israel being banned? Totally off-topic ban. Just, it's so ideologically opposed to reality that you just hate Jews so much that you can't even ask why you can't create an account without the moderator of the Reddit banning you and deleting your thread and every comment inside of the thread so that nobody knows it happened. All right? So we now know that
someone at Twitch knew, okay? I just want to hear the part about Egypt.
That Twitch knew because of this. Like, everyone's calling into them, right? Through email, through user voice, through Twitter, okay? People inside of Twitch put this into place in the first place, right? They put this role in there. Why did they ignore it, right? Why did it go so long when they knew that it was there? I don't know. I don't know. Another thing that's even more crazy that's come out is that Twitter outsourced their support. So on Twitter, sorry, not Twitter, Twitch. Twitch outsourced some of their support so that when you go and you click report on a VOD, okay, because you've seen something that you don't like, or you're clicking report on a chat message because someone's called you a Zionist loser or whatever it is, right? And you click report on it, okay? Do you know where that's going now? That goes to Egypt, which doesn't make sense. Egypt, according to a Pew research poll, which had an opinion of Jews, Egypt had a...
This right here is something I don't know if this points to anti-Semitism, but it might point towards just like a confusing decision. I don't understand why Egypt of all places, but 1 second. If you wanted a full rundown, Rezi could probably give it to you. No, I'm pretty well appraised of the situation. It seems like it's going to end up being lost in the election. I think that's what Twitch is banking on. I highly doubt an adpocalypse comes from it, but who knows? Oh, wait till you see what we're watching next.
95% unfavorable view of Jews, okay? 95%. I don't know what to say. That's crazy. I don't know why you would outsource something like this specifically to Egypt when you could have done it to like where all the normal American companies outsource stuff for cheap labor, the Philippines or Malaysia.
Just because I don't feel like Egypt would be cheaper than like what he's talking about right here, right? I don't have a problem with Egyptians. It just seems like when I think of tech support, I'm not thinking of the Middle East, you know? Like, I'm thinking of places that have the infrastructure and are known for having cheap labor and other companies using like people in that country for doing it. So I think of places like India, I think of places like the Philippines, right? I don't think about Egypt of all things. Now, I don't know if they, like, Dan seems to be implying that they chose Egypt because they were more anti-Semitic there. I don't know about that. That seems like a stretch to me, but that's just me.
Asia or India or the United Kingdom. I'm joking. But seriously, what the why would you go there? It's not even cheaper. Egypt is relatively more sophisticated, more adept at this. It's going to cost more money to do this in Egypt than it would in the Philippines. So why? And there's going to be better English literacy in the Philippines as well. Same with India. What the is going on? Why are tier 1 support? And by the way, this is the process. When you go and you do something and you do a report, it goes to that person. They can mark it as good or not good. And then if you keep doing it and enough people keep doing it, maybe it goes to a tier 2. And you're like, oh, okay, then it goes to like Twitch's office. No, then it goes to another manager there who decides it. And you know what? Here's the thing that is really up. In the rules of Twitch, Zionist is okay to say against people. And I challenge you to find a word that you can replace with Zionist. They're genuinely scared to speak up. I'm like, hey.
I disagree with what he says there, so I'm going to skip.
That we're at here, that they've done that. It gets crazier. I don't know how it gets crazier, but it does. As I go,
I don't. When it comes to anti-Semitism, it's really easy to see when, you know, the Ku Klux Klan or the Nazis are doing it, right? When there's someone who's like virulently anti-Semitic in that way, it's very out in front, in your face, et cetera, et cetera. Leftist anti-Semitism is really hard. And it's hard for the same reason that talking about racism with conservatives is hard. talking to conservatives about racism is hard because they don't feel like they're racist, right? They're not racist in a way that makes sense to them. Yeah, I got the joke the first time, little bits. Thanks. Damn it, little bits. You made me lose my train of thought.
That's a crazy situation that we're at here, that they've done that. It gets crazier. I don't know how it gets crazier, but it does. As I go and I'm starting to, I've had so many very...
Oh, yeah, the leftist anti-Semitism. Yeah, so, like, talking to conservatives about, racism is really hard because they, like, truly don't feel like they're racist, right? And, of course, there's different, levels of racism and there's different levels of anti-Semitism and blah, 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 blah. And talking to a conservative about that can be really difficult. Talking to a leftist about anti-Semitism can be really, really unbelievably difficult because they don't feel like they hate Jews because they're talking about Israel specifically, right? But then so many of the truly anti-Semitic, conspiracy theories about Jews controlling the world, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, map cleanly onto so many criticisms leftists have towards Israel. It's really hard to talk to people who do not believe that they are a certain thing and to convince them that they are doing that thing, right? It's really hard to talk to a conservative who does level 1 racism and say, hey, that was a little racist, because they don't think that they're racist at all, right? It's not until someone's screaming a slur in someone's face that they see the racism. And leftists right now, the kingmakers of identity politics, the people who know who everyone's ethnic background is so they can decide whether they have the pass to say certain slurs or not, right? These people suddenly forget all of the other stuff that they talk about when it comes to racism when it applies to them. Anti-Semitism is a defense mechanism for Zionism. No, because, again, like I just said, the problem is that so many of the anti-Zionist talking points, they map one-to-one with, the anti-Semitic Nazi conspiracy theories. It's really, really hard to explain how much they do. Israel is controlling other Western governments so that they can, continue doing their genocide of, the Arab populations. And the U.S. doesn't get anything out of its partnership with Israel, but we're just doing it because the Jews control us. That's what they say, right? Or I'm sorry, not the Jews. Leftists would say Israel. How the fuck am I meant to criticize Israel? You could do it stronger than I do, right? But I think that you have to talk about the specifics of the government, right? And the specific actions of the government. Instead of talking about, broadly Israelis or Israel does this. Because Israel, believe it or not, has quite a bit of, ideological diversity in their country. They do. There have been massive protests against Netanyahu. There are lots of people in Israel that want the war to end. Now, they might not want the war to end for the exact same reasons as you, but it's true. They do, right? Not every single Israeli is a bloodthirsty, wants to kill a Palestinian person. There are some people that are like that, right? And it's the same way that, when I criticize Palestinians, I'm usually pretty careful to qualify when I talk about Palestinian, the issues with the Palestinian resistance against the Israeli encroachment upon their territory, right? These organizations that are in charge suck ass. They suck ass, and they have made it worse for the Palestinians, right? Palestinian people deserve to not live in perpetual limbo where they have no state that they can go to. No state will take them, right? And why will no state take them as citizens? Why is Israel, constantly justified and increasing their their policing of the West Bank and of Gaza and the borders and the trade that goes in and out? It's because the shithead leaders of the Palestinian resistance choose violence 99% of the time, and on the other side, like, you can point towards the government of Israel, right? And you can say, hey, this is where they did good and this is where they did bad. I think that there was I'm not as well read into the history and the specifics of each individual prime minister of Israel, but there was one that was really close to reaching an agreement with the leaders of the Palestinian movement. I believe in the 90s, just before Netanyahu started getting in control. And it was going to be like a roadmap for a deal that would actually finish stuff, right? Ehud Olmert, maybe, I don't know. But like there is some appetite for that in the country. But what you have to criticize is you have to criticize the leadership. Instead of criticizing the country and saying Israelis do this thing, you should say that the Israeli government is doing this, and we need the leadership to change massively. We need someone to get in charge that is willing to play ball, that isn't going to cuck themselves to the furthest right, extreme orthodox aspects of their society, right? And what the Palestinians need is someone that is not going to cuck themselves out to the violent extremists, that is willing to sit there and play ball and talk to, use their words to reach a deal, right? Because at a certain point, the violence isn't going to work. You've tried it for a long time. You've only gotten weaker. So both sides of this equation need a change in leadership, right? It's much easier for the Israelis to change their leadership, I believe, than the Palestinians, because the Palestinians aren't even fully united, It's the difference between saying Russians are orcs and the Russian government acts like orcs. Yeah, I mean, like, I would just say that the Russian government is about the closest thing to a fascist government in the world today. And I feel bad for the people that live there, but like there are ways to, and this is something that it's very difficult because my and I've talked about this a million times. My family are like hardcore bleeding heart, like gigalibs, and trying to lay that out with my family, who are also combative and argumentative and will interrupt you in the middle of you trying to lay out something that will take 10 minutes to lay out, right? Is that they're going to interrupt you and then you're going to pull down some side tangent conversation. And that's really rough, right? Everyone has to be willing to listen to everybody else. That's like the major, like, overarching. I know this sounds like super reductive, but this is like the highest level, or I'm sorry, the most baseline level rather, right? This is the one issue that lays at the bottom of every single other thing, every other obstacle towards a future where there is less or no fighting. There is no leadership that is willing to speak to each other in good faith to achieve something that is lasting. That's how you criticize the government of Israel, right? And let me be clear. Netanyahu's a monster. He will cuck out to anyone to his right so that he can stay in power. He is a bad person. He is nigh on evil, though I don't know as much about, I don't like calling people evil unless I really do feel like they're evil. But, based on the very little that I do know about the guy and the little bit that I know about the Israeli government, yeah, I'd probably say that Netanyahu's an evil dude who's willing to, he would totally, green light the carpet bombing of Gaza if there were no repercussions. He would do it. But I don't think that everyone in Israel would agree with that. I don't even think that the majority of people in Israel would agree with flat out actually just straight up doing the genocide. And making that distinction between people and governments, I think, is so unbelievably important, right? And I mean, like, of course, if you see someone who is saying something crazy, who is just like a citizen, but they're a supporter of like the craziest far, extreme of Israeli society, yeah, you can point out, say that they are bloodthirsty monsters. And it's not because they're Israeli, and it's not because they're Jewish, it's because they're a weirdo, like, extremist religious person. And all religions, it seems like all religions, once you get to someone who's an extremist for that religion, becomes a terrorist. Seems like the common thing there is the religion that's driving people into extremes. But anyway, I've been rambling about this for a while. Let's keep watching.
Helpful people from Twitch and from
TLDR, it is hard to explain to leftists how they're being anti-Semitic because they don't feel like they're anti-Semitic. It's a very high bar to them to start doing anti-Semitism. They're clearing it, in my opinion, right? Especially, man, as time goes on, right? But it's not to say that you can't criticize Israel or that you shouldn't criticize Israel. I'm fine with people doing that, right? It's just by picking and choosing your targets for your criticisms. And leftists are not discerning enough when it comes to criticizing Israel to make the distinctions between Israelis, Jews, and the government of Israel. And even within there, the government of Israel and which parties are the ones that are at fault.
Amazon reach out to me directly and thank me for what I'm doing, because I've been crazy active on Twitter for the last little bit here, and they're genuinely scared to speak up. I'm like, hey, why don't you guys like say something internally? Why don't you do something? And they're like, dude, are you out of your mind? There's no way I can do that. So everyone's afraid to say anything inside of there because of this ultra woke leftist Hassan mentality, honestly, that the Jews are evil, the Zionists are evil, and Palestine will be free, and America is an imperialist, colonialist country, and Iran is better on gay rights than America is. They're so progressive. They're better on trans rights too. I can't believe I heard that. In Israel, if you're gay, if you go 1,500 miles in any other direction, you will get killed or put in prison for the most part if you're gay. That's it. People like to say, oh, that's not true. In Iran, they're very trans-positive. Yeah, they force you to transition if they find out that you're gay. That's the positivity on it. I don't want to get into politics too much on this. It just, the whole thing frustrates me immensely. So as I'm looking into, okay, so who's in like the official executive team, who is it that's running trust and safety? Who are the people that are doing this? And I find one of the top people, I think it's the manager of trust and safety or the senior manager of trust and safety, their last job, they were in front of Parliament by the prime minister, essentially, on television. Well, I don't know if in front of them, but they were certainly called out in front of them for anti-Zionism. Huge news in the BBC, everything like that. Do you know where their next job is? I think you know where I'm going with. Senior manager, trust and safety, twitch.tv. Explain that to me, okay, as a Jew. Let me give you a better example. Let's say that George Santos, you know, the crazy guy from New York, the Republican that's like wild. Imagine he somehow, I don't know how he's going to do it, but imagine he's found innocent on all of the charges. I can't believe it. He actually is Jewish and gay and not gay at the same time. And he was born in Argentina and he was in drag and not in drag. I don't know. It's a miracle. Who the would hire George Santos even if he was innocent, even if he did nothing wrong afterwards? What does that say about your company? So there's other reasons why this is fucked. What about all of these Israeli streamers, right? What the Imagine being one of these guys, you doing this for a living, and it's like, hey, all they talk about is the Jewish question and if Jews are controlling the weather and all this stuff. And them all for 30 days. So I'm just curious if at the next TwitchCon, I can do like my, the region, and inadvertently it was left that you want to give to there. I don't think that's the answer you want to give there. Really what I want to know. Because it's crazy. Entire nation of people. That's what I would tell you, okay? They didn't take it apart and be like, oh, whoops, sorry, this was there. If I didn't say something.
He didn't even talk about the... Oh, in an earlier version of this, he must have taken it out. I guess like the head of Twitch and safety is like hyper pro Palestine, I guess. But, oh well. Don't know much about that. Now, Letner Goat. this on that topic of adpocalypse when it comes to Twitch. Let's see what this is.
Dexerto, Polygon. This is a huge story. There were so many articles about the YouTube ad boycott when that happened. Let's
go back.
Okay, incompetent loser. I don't give a shit. It's not.
What do you think the result is going to be then? Has anything happened? Have any advertisers pulled out?
They've lost 70% of their advertisers already.
Twitch has lost 70% of their advertisers?
Yes.
Where can I see that?
You can't.
What do you mean?
I mean, I know.
He deleted the stream where I called it a 45-minute Dan moment. When you say a Dan moment, what do you mean? He just kept on misspeaking or what?
Has lost 70% of their advertisers?
Yes.
Where can I see that?
You can't.
What do you mean?
I mean, I know you don't know. That's basically it. Like, I mean, because I don't know how this has happened. 5 days ago, I was a that plays Rust all day, okay? You understand? That's all I did. I played Rust all day, and I did.
Has this been reported on by anywhere? You just have some inside knowledge, I guess is what you're saying.
Yeah. People from Amazon, people from Twitch are contacting me, and they're telling me what's going on every day.
Why has it not been reported?
What do you mean? Because who's going to report on it?
Dexerto, Kotaku, Polygon, this is a huge story.
I was told that this is the only part that's relevant. But, like, if it's true that Twitch is losing, like, 75% of their advertisers as a result of this campaign, that's bad. That's really bad.
There were so many articles about the YouTube ad boycott when that happened. How has nobody blown a whistle?
Listen, everyone's saying source, trust me, bro. Like, what do you want me to say? Okay, then whatever.
The
advertisement time is way down on Twitch, and we can test this in real time. I don't know if this is true, but if I go to Twitch and I go to Hassanabi, oh, he's live right now. Will I get an ad?
There's a 40 in the news being like, it's because they're.
I have never clicked on Hassan's stream and not gotten an ad. Never once. This dude, 100%, has major limited ads. It's gone from 230 average down to 40 seconds. Really? And if we go to his VODs and we were to click around on this. Here, let's just go to his VOD today. Will we get an ad?
There's so many like-minded people around them that they feel like
let's put this speed up at 2 times, and we'll just talk for a second and see if eventually we get an ad, because this guy runs tons of ads. Wider non-politics streamers. Do you have anything that is talking about this that has like a link that shows what you're talking about, or is this just like what you've seen on Twitter people saying? It's not true because he has no way of proving it. Well, I mean, like, clicking on Hassan's stream and not getting an ad, I would say that that's at least some evidence towards Hassan getting limited ads or fully demonetized when it comes to ads, because Hassan is a huge streamer on their website. Actually, you know, I'm super curious, actually. Pre-roll ads seem to be gone now. Oh, so if I just click on anybody, let's find who's like a... Do I recognize any other big name? Let's just go to recommended channels. Mizkif, does he get a pre-roll? Oh, maybe they just took off pre-rolls quietly. Why is that? Oh, he's getting off.
Hey,
do you not blame them for being skeptical of a claim that big?
Nope, they can be skeptical. I don't give a. I'm just telling you what I know. It's fine. If you don't believe me, go pull up some Twitch streams, see what ads you get. Probably going to be a lot of Amazon-owned companies like Rivian, Prime Video, etc. Why is that? Why did Hassan literally have no ads on his channel anymore? Why is he so mad? He said, as Israel was banned for a year and Twitch did nothing. That's why.
I just went on Jinxie's stream and I'm getting ads for Black Ops 6.
I'm not saying that there's not advertisers there. There is. We'll keep contacting people. But yeah, I didn't say there was no ads left. I said that a lot of people have left. You know what I'll do, Tom? I will send you verification right now to you personally, as long as you don't leak it. Would that be acceptable to you?
Sure, I won't leak it. I just want to sound.
And what I want to know is what he sends him right here. What could he send him that at a glance is like that definitive?
Stream, I didn't see an ad there for sure.
Because Turkey Tom here doesn't seem super convinced.
There's
Yep.
no ad on his.
Hold on one second.
Hillary Clinton
So I'm going to send
style
you some
figure.
stuff, and
Yeah, I watched
again,
this when you sent it
if
to
this
me
leaks, I'm
earlier.
going to know. it
I
came
will
from you.
not leak whatever the fuck you send me. You just you know what? Just send it and then like delete it right after. My hands
No,
are off
like-
my
like-
computer, so I can't like screenshot.
Well, no,
it
you
or
have
anything.
to read it. That's the problem.
Well, should I read it in my head or out loud?
No, definitely don't read it out loud in your head.
Okay, I'll read it in my mind. My hands
I'm
are
gonna
not
give you-
on the keyboard, so I can't copy anything.
Okay, I'm gonna give you just a few things here. Okay, and these are obviously big ones. So that's one. Hold on.
Okay, I have to click on it so I can read it. I'm not copying and pasting anything. I'm just clicking on it.
Oh, yeah. Just go down to the bottom of that. So that was the #1 advertiser for Twitch. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on.
I see that one. All right, that is a big one.
Okay, this one I'm trying to find the thing for it. Hold on.
All right, I'm just gonna click.
that
I'm
was
gonna
a-
click into the next one when it pops up.
Yeah. Hold on. 1 second.
Do.
Okay. Fuck. I can't really like this one is all right. I'm sending this to you. Do not say anything about this, okay?
I will not.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna click into it just so I can read it, but I will not copy anything. All right. Holy shit.
All right.
Will any of this ever get leaked? You can delete it right now, by the way.
Yeah,
I
okay.
finished reading.
Hold on. Can you at least like I mean there's a lot more shit like that. Like I can send you more individual ones, but like you know what I mean? Like at least tell them like, hey, Dan's not full of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the audience wants to just take my word for it.
I would be so interested to know what could possibly be. Oh, wait, 1 second. What is this? Oh, they did not do away with pre-roll ads. You're supposed to still get pre-rolls. Depending on like, you know, how much in what do you call it? Mid-rolls you have. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know if I could show it. But right here, keep pre-roll ads on my channel. So that is still there. So they haven't gotten rid of pre-roll ads.
For it, but it looks like you're not full of shit. That looks real. Those are some big ones for sure.
Anyways, it won't like here's the thing. It's this is some cucked shit, but for every person in chat that says I don't give a soy, I hope they ban more. Good. I hope that all of your people that you enjoy lose money as a result of your behavior and their behavior. Because for every person in chat that says I don't give a, there's a streamer that says I don't give a. And the thing is, as we as a community, if we don't care about each other, okay, if all of a sudden Canadians get banned and oppressed and everything like that from YouTube, and no one says anything, then we deserve to lose advertising as a result of it. If we don't stand up and say something,
I don't
okay?
understand how there's no articles about this.
Because nobody knows yet, because it's happening right now. That's why, like at this second. But I mean, you know, someday.
Well, I'd imagine there's going to be comment from big companies eventually, right?
I mean, if you go back to that wiki thing, there's a ton of coverage for it.
I mean, there's going to be comment from the companies themselves, the advertisers.
No. See, we're doing it smart, essentially. I've done a lot of things differently this time. Not that I'm like the one running all this. A lot of people doing their own shit. But the worst thing to do is to have the advertisers make statements. In the past, every other boycott, they went and they like, please, you need to make a statement that you're disavowing this. Nope, we're not asking for that. No, you can just stop running your ads. You know why? Because I don't want any of these people that stop running their ads to get any negative attention whatsoever from the people that are against it. So
what do you think the result is going to be? You think Dan Clancy is going to get fired or something?
Well, Dan Clancy is the tip of the spear of the anti-Semitism on Twitch. That's what I will tell you. He is either retardedly incompetent at his job, that he forgot that he banned a country for a year. Like, think about how stupid you have to be as a CEO. That,
I agree
like, has
completely.
100 people in
I don't know
ads,
how that
100 people in
happens.
analytics.
I cannot believe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? It's not possible when you have like 100 people working in advertising and analytics that you don't know that, oops, Israel is banned. So that's why I'm like conspiracy pilled. Why are you like, you don't actually think he's an anti-Semite? I actually think he is.
So your argument is like it's there's no way it's conspiracy. There's just no way. Or sorry, there's no way it's not conspiracy.
There's a way. You know what it is we flipped a coin 100 times now. And each time it's either anti-Semite or that was a really inconvenient mistake. And every time I flip the coin, it's coming up as anti-Semite. Unbanning Sneeko, not banning the Houthi, Hassan saying shit and never getting punished ever. The Twitch panel with insane anti-Semitic shit. All this, like every time, it's always the fucking same way. Right, and when you look at that, it's like I guess they just like what show.
Have I seen Sunday's interview with Dan? No, I didn't know that they talked. He claims none of it is to do with anti-Semitism. He is literally lying right now. Guess we can look up President Sunday. It's an hour long. Do you know how deep into it he says that? Also, I thought about this for the first time the other day because it was like a 5-minute video President Sunday put out. What was it? I clicked on it. Hassan's playing with fire. What is his intro music? Because I feel like I've heard it before. No, you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like Midna's Lament. Like, obviously not one-to-one, but it gives me these vibes. Right?
All right, Dan, it is time.
1.5, but
Time for the reckoning.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing swell. How are you?
So I'm, putting up this.
why did Dan agree to talk to Sunday of all people?
Day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be kind of an awkward one because, as far as I know, you guys are at. This is the highest boss of anti-Destiny content, so I'm expecting a big one. But that's fine. Let's do it.
I don't think Destiny has anything to do with this one.
No, I know. I'm just saying people regard you as you're on the blacklist, so to speak.
I thought I was off the blacklist now.
Dan ran at the end. Well, but if you know, like, I'm not gonna watch this whole thing on stream. I'm sorry, it's an hour long, and I'm not going to be streaming long enough to react to a 1-hour debate. Okay, man, if I open up the transcript is down here now. I control F anti-Semitism. Yeah, this ain't gonna be easy to find.
Means they are anti-Semitic.
Bro, President Sunday, use your notes app. Why are you putting this into a... That's crazy. That's crazy. President Sunday is too smart to be using MS Paint to make notes with. What the...
So my answer to you is, my question to you, where have you seen Twitch staff giving a definition of Zionist that would entail that being anti-Zionist is anti-Semitic?
Here's the thing for me, and I don't know if it is a winning argument to say that Twitch is anti-Semitic. I don't know if that's what it is. What Twitch has a problem with is uneven enforcement of the rules. And maybe talking about this in this way is like his vehicle by which he's doing that. And maybe that's like one-to-one with what he's doing. But man, it is kind of crazy how nuts people will actually go. Like, there have been actual death threats towards other people on the platform. It's towards Destiny, okay? Open, and they just let people get away with it. They're showing literal Houthi, like, terrorist recruitment videos on stream, and nothing happens. That's what the issue is. We have an extremist problem on Twitch. I don't know. And I think that the only link to anti-Semitism really is the fact that the extremists that they deem acceptable happen to be on a anti-Semitism kick right now. I don't think it's a winning argument to like make this Twitch staff are identifying as anti-Zionist means that they're anti-Semitic. I don't think that's a winning argument because I don't think that's true necessarily. Unless there's just like evidence that I haven't seen, but you know.
All right, let me look at this hodgepodge of bullshit right now. Let's see.
Oh, we've got some spelling errors here too. Hang on, bear with me. Let me make it as clear as possible for you. Okay.
Okay, I think I have an answer to this.
Okay, great.
So by and large, as I've looked through chat logs and things like that use the term Zionist, I've seen them mostly, entirely, as dog whistles to the word Jew, to be racist. So as such, when I see someone who calls himself an... Let me finish.
Okay.
So when I see someone that calls, yes, on Twitch, when I see someone that calls himself as an anti-Zionist, okay, to me, I say, when I see the word anti-Zionist used broadly at Twitch, everywhere, is it in a positive form? Meaning people are like, I really have a problem with the way that the Zionists are doing X, Y, Z, or is it just a stand-in for the word Jew?
Quick clarifying
And in
question.
most cases, it's a stand-in for the word Jew.
Quick
So as a
clarifying
result
question.
of that, what? That is the answer to your question.
No, but a quick clarifying question. When you see them using the word anti-Zionist at Twitch, are you talking about you've seen Twitch staff using this?
Am I talking about Twitch staff using the word anti-Zionist?
Yes.
What are we even debating right now?
You said when you see people using anti.
Yeah, it's not worth watching this whole thing. At least not on stream, I don't think.
A huge story. There were so many articles about the YouTube ad boycott when that happened. How was nobody blown a whistle?
There's only one more thing on this that I want to
source
touch
trust
on.
me, bro. Like, what do you want me to say? Okay, then whatever.
Do you?
Do you
not blame them for being skeptical of a claim that big?
Nope, they can be skeptical. I don't give a. I'm just telling you what I know. It's fine. If you don't believe me, go pull up some Twitch streams, see what ads you get. Probably going to be a lot of Amazon-owned companies.
I mean, real.
Like, important to me. What's important to me is really it's just like Hassan can do.
Would have gotten banned, but I also think the thing is like.
I love that. I think I prefer it actually. I like that Twitter is crazy. And
I mean, that is exactly what I would prefer. Like, what I would prefer is.
Oh, for sure. I'm 100% with you.
In my ideal world, I think just Destiny would never get banned, and Hassan never would have gotten banned. But I also think the thing is, like, I think the only reason why Hassan has been allowed to get so crazy on Twitch is because the moderation is clearly biased in favor of him. If Destiny was still on the platform and they hadn't banned him, even if they didn't like him, if they hadn't banned him, he'd have a lot of actual opposition on platform.
I don't really particularly care about the fact that Destiny is banned. Like, I meme about it. Like, it's not like important to me. What's important to me is really it's just like Hassan can do whatever the he wants. So can his crew. And think about what had to happen for Frogan and that crew to get banned. The ADL had to make a statement being like they were concerned about anti-Semitism. And then you think like, okay, so Twitch, why did you ban Frogan? And they're going to say, oh, because hateful conduct. Okay, but that, to be clear, that hateful conduct happened at your conference.
Also,
right?
like, what she did is way less hateful than anything Hassan has said.
Yeah,
which is why it's crazy that she's banned and he's not.
It doesn't make sense, right? Because you're like, they just banned Frogan for hateful conduct.
Yeah.
For shit that happened at TwitchCon that they set up. So if it was hateful and you know it's hateful conduct, why didn't you do it when we reported it to you a week ago? What the f is going on?
Right.
And
so you're saying they started doing it because advertisers are pulling out.
They don't actually give a. I'll tell you this: if I didn't say anything, I guarantee you Israel would still be banned today. Right now, it would be.
Well, I mean, yeah, they were banned despite the fact that the subreddit was talking about it, and they had a bunch of support tickets filed. Nobody did anything. Yeah.
Anything else interesting in here?
About how they're upset and they
this
lose
Minecraft.
Yeah, but I mean that's because we're cooler. Imagine voting for the party that can't control the weather. The losers.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Okay. Think about this. Why hasn't there been a statement from Twitch employees about how they're upset and they disavow and they want some change? Do you know the answer to that?
Well, they don't disavow.
They don't disavow. Or if there is, there's only a few people.
Because you would expect in a situation like this, if this is going on, you would see at least a few people within Twitch, whistleblowing anonymously talking about it. What I'm really curious about is I wonder if, because the whole company seems to be in such lockstep, I'm curious if during like hiring practices they screen for like political affiliation.
Did you see? Oh my God, you didn't get to this part. Do you know who they hired to be the head of their trust and safety?
No.
Oh my God, you don't know. Oh no, you don't know. Let me introduce you. You can pull this up on stream. This is the new head, I think it's Trust, Safety, and Policy.
Exclusive. Ofcom suspends Director of Online Safety over anti-Israel views.
This was her previous job.
What did she actually say?
Very late stream.
What did she specifically say about Israel?
You can, by the way, you can watch in that video there of her getting reprimanded, the equivalent of in front of the president. Like,
let's see. Is this the one that has the video? Which one is the one that has the video? Oh, wait, hold on. The video is not on this link right here. Oh, wait, maybe it's right here. It's right here. Got it.
As to international law and media impartiality, Will the Attorney General be asked to provide a legal note,
Nice.
if not a full opinion, given, for example, that one of Ofcom's directors, Ofcom having itself full statutory responsibility and regulatory responsibility of all visual and oral media, including the BBC, is reported to be supporting posts this week itself, arguing that the government's support for Israel is a vile colonial alliance, referring to ethnic cleansing and genocide of Palestinians, and Ofcom must surely be told
I don't know, Talon.
that it must deal with this at once.
Maybe.
As a matter of impartiality, quite apart from any criminal action that may be needed under terrorist or criminal law.
Well, I thank my honourable friend for his question. I'm sure that the attorney looks into it, and more generally just say I absolutely endorse those describing these attacks, calling them what they are, which are acts of terror by a terrorist organisation. Obviously, the BBC is editorially and operationally independent of government, but the Culture Secretary raised that specific issue with the BBC Director General last week.
What is Ofcom? Oh no. Director of Online Safety. Oh no. Comments which might be though to have an adverse impact on Ofcom's reputation, noting that all comments or posts on social media should be considered in the public domain, and comments on Ofcom policy should be avoided. So should expressions of opinion on matters of political or public controversy which could be thought to compromise the board's reputation for impartiality on editorial or other decisions in the broadcasting sphere. So she got canned. Terrorist. I did the first 2 or 3 questions on this, and I got all of them correct. Israel has been bloodthirsty and acting bloodthirsty forever. That's Twitch. America has done nothing for you, specifically with all of its imperial bounty. Twitch. We're going to put on some background music while we do this. Let's see, what kind of background music do we want for this? Okay. That should be good. If you did it already? No, I haven't done it all the way through. I want to see what I can do. 47 correct. Those who elected Hamas in Palestine did so on the basis of its political platform. Twitch. No! Oh no! Oh no, I can't get a perfect score already. Huh. The execution that we will carry out on all Zionists, photo of man on a dead, or of a man dead on a pike. Well, that was the terrorist guy. Okay, well, it's both. It's our territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce it until you stop doing genocide. Terrorist. Oh, no. Wait. What was the context?
Yeah, here it is. This is Rust. Bro, they look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter with the Yemen flag. They overtake. They start overtaking the ships, and they're like, "Guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you're an Israeli, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, or if you are actually sending ships to the Israeli port of it's not Eilat, it's the other one that is now bankrupt, but." What was the other port?
Can I speed
Haifa,
this up?
Right? Is it Haifa? Is Haifa the bankrupt one? Anyway, there's a lot of information. I can't recall all of it. But they go, if you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship. You cannot use this trade route anymore. Guess what, bitch? It's our territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
I can't believe that. The only solution is a Palestinian state from the river to the sea. This could be either one. This is a coin flip. I want to say Twitch. Ow. The coughing really hurts. Not gonna lie. Jesus Christ. Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. We know who that is. Frogan. Helicopter got him. On April 11, 1996, the Israeli enemy sought to sow the seeds of division between Hezbollah and the Lebanese nation through committing massacres. That's a terrorist. We are against the American system, not against its people. Terrorist. The American people should remember that they pay taxes to their government. They elect their president. The government manufactures arms and gives them to Israel, and Israel uses them to massacre Palestinians. Terrorist. If they're Muslims, they call them terrorists. If they're white, they call them mentally ill. If they're Israel, they call them our greatest ally. Twitch. So do I get that one correct? Okay, cool. America will never dream of security unless we will have it in reality in Palestine. Terrorist. Speak truth to the Palestinian perspective to defeat the Zionist lies. Terrorist? What is she doing nowadays? Does anybody know? Human Rights Watch is biased towards the Zionist occupation. That's Twitch. The creation and continuation of Israel is one of the greatest crimes. That's a terrorist. Zionist attempts to transmit dangerous diseases like AIDS through exports to Arab communities. No Twitch person would have done that. Oh, okay. I thought it was a Twitch channel for a second. I don't have a single American friend. That's Twitch. Oh no, that's a terrorist? Really? Oh, that was the Boston bomber person. Oh shit. Tanks, drones, and snipers against a decapitated man wielding a stick. Wait, what? How is he decapitated if he's wielding a stick? The perfect visual representation of the cowards operating the world's most advanced. I'm going to say Twitch. Why do people put so much? Oh, I forgot to restart the background music. Why do people put so much on that video of the guy like half-heartedly throwing a stick at the drone? No, we're fine, Tron, on this. Retaliation for an ongoing apartheid. Twitch. Hassan Piker. Illegitimate state built on stolen land. Twitch. I want to get through it as quickly as possible, though. First it was Gaza, then it was Lebanon. Next it's the rest of the world. They own America, they own Europe, they control the information, porn, Hollywood, banking. That was Sneeko, I bet. Yeah, because he talks about porn. Got to add that in there. It's beautiful and kind of attractions have penetrated even to the University of the U.S. and into the cities of Twitch. Dude, I can't believe some of these things are hard to tell. Twitch? Palestine is Arab and we must be liberated from the river to the sea, and all the Zionists who have immigrated to the land of Palestine must leave. I'm going to say it's Twitch. If I'm wrong again, me. Okay, I'm going to have to start guessing terrorists sometimes. Okay, that one's Hassan. Whoever stands by a just cause cannot possibly be called a terrorist. Terrorist. Okay, I got it. There are no innocents in an invasion. All those who colonize other people's lands share guilt. Twitch. Dude. This is kind of depressing. Means Palestinians no longer live in an apartheid. That's pretty sure that's Hassan. Yeah. For its own good, America should leave Saudi Arabia. Twitch? We know who that is. The truth is that after several decades of neoliberalism, the rich are becoming increasingly richer while the poor are both more numerous and increasingly poorer. I'm going to say this was a terrorist because it doesn't explicitly say... Yeah, there we go. Well, Fidel Castro, terrorist? I don't know enough about him. Did he do terrorist stuff? Before it dies, Israel must be humiliated and degraded. Terrorist? Okay. I'm doing pretty okay. Held responsible at the end of the day for 9/11, the same way that people say Israel should be held responsible for the attack on October 7th. That's Twitch. Jesus Christ.
That the United States should be held responsible at the end of the day for 9/11. The same way that people say Israel should be held responsible for the attack on October 7th. Why do people say that? They say that because Israel knew about the threat. They knew like a lot of information about it. They knew how many people it was going to be. They knew what weapons they were going to have. They even knew what time.
Wait, isn't that like completely false? Isn't that completely false? That they had no idea that was going to happen? Or I can't remember. It's been a while.
Diamond Gate was supposed to happen and they didn't do anything.
Oh, wait, no. They thought that they didn't know what the scale of it was going to be. That's what it was. They thought something that they had like planned something, but it was like they thought it was going to be missile strikes. The evidence overwhelmingly shows America and Israel killing the weaker men, women, and children in the Muslim world and elsewhere. Twitch. Oh, shit. America deserves a million January 6th. That's Twitch. Hamas is not simply used as a justification for whatever actions Israel wants to take. Death and destruction in Gaza is the funniest. Terrorist. What does that even mean?
I'm travelers. Anyone that acts like this is about Hamas and Hamas is not simply used as a justification for whatever actions Israel wants to take, death and destruction in Gaza, is the funniest simpleton of.
If Hezbollah is a terrorist organization, America is the top terrorist organization. Twitch. The Israeli government cares more about bloody imperial ambition and conquest than they do about the livelihoods and the lives of their own citizens. Twitch. Jesus Christ, Hassan. I didn't realize how many quotes we would get out of this guy. I thought that I had seen every quote. This is bad. Twitch. Mike from PA, of course. And I support terrorism so long as it is against the United States government and against Israel because you are more than terrorists. That's a terrorist. Radicalization of young Western men is not just unavoidable, but inevitable. Twitch. Denims. We're almost done. Down with it. We know who that is. Ship. We bombed a ship. Terrorist. Do I get that one right? Correct? Well, it's both? Okay. Peace cannot be unilateral. Twitch? Okay. Every day, Israel is killing hundreds of people, burning babies, burning teenagers with American musicians. This one could go either way. I'm going to say Twitch. It's Hassan. I tell you, freedom and human rights in America are doomed. The U.S. government will lead the American people and the West in general into an unbearable hell and a choking life. Stop calling them globalist, elitist, Frankists. This word right here, immediately terrorist. No. Well, what is Sabbatinists? What the f does that mean? No. I have never seen that word before in my entire life. Search. A Jewish messianic movement that originated in the 17th century. Oh, these I feel like I heard something about them recently. I don't know why. So long as there is imperialism in the world, a permanent peace is impossible. Twitch. Oh shit. That's crazy. That's insane. Hassan before he became a terrorist sympathizer.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is Bro Tip. This week's Bro Tip is about bringing out the alpha male in you. A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga as the top contender for Babe of the Week should be the fact that she might have a penis. The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small penis does absolutely terrify me. Here's why the 5-second rule works. Because when you start thinking for longer than 5 seconds, you're immediately not thinking.
God, this guy is... How tall is Hassan? It's the first thing before I even typed in the H. 6'3"? Okay, he does... He has more than 6'3" energy, though. Dude feels like he's like 6'6". This dude's broad.
Thinking with your and also thinking with this pesky thing up here that we like to call our brains. So once you start thinking with your brain, you're immediately going to psych yourself out. Come back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark? I want to say thank you to Miley Cyrus for showing off her camel toe at the VMAs the other night. I always knew Hannah Montana was a little... Don't even try to hide it. Look, this is a classic example of what happens when your father doesn't pay attention to you. You turn out to be a slut who's craving for attention, and then I tend to pick you up at a bar late night and bang you out on the first date. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is Bro Tip.
I can't believe how far he's come. What is this? Oh. No, we're not going to do that. All right. Is there anything else left in this that's worth?
You're sitting there. All you can do is type
Left.
say something. I wish that some of the Twitch employees would say something.
Do you think if bigger streamers had said something about what Hassan was doing, it would change the company culture around?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say to your credit, there is this one clip I saw. Do you see the clip of Canute talking about this stuff?
Yeah, I did.
Let's see if I can grab this. This is I'll show this to chat.
I don't know if I
Canute
have.
with Mike Israetel and Mizkif. Mike Israetel is like a weightlifting dude on YouTube who I watch his stuff sometimes. Pretty funny dude. Mizkif obviously is one of the bigger streamers on Twitch, and this is them talking about hold on, I'll share my screen so you can see this too. This is them talking about Hassan's craziness recently.
Hassan's talking about, you're a smart guy. Yeah. So Bill will be like, oh, well, Dr. Mike should know X, Y, and Z. That you can get in trouble being on his stream. I mean,
we can't get in trouble on this stream. What are they gonna do to us?
Exactly, they're not gonna do shit.
Oh, they get canceled. We're on YouTube. We're on a real platform, guys.
He's famously left.
Yeah,
I do understand that.
Yeah.
Which is curious that maybe he just doesn't know my political views, but I'm not left.
No, he's very I guess like his position right now is
terrorism.
which is left.
What word did he use?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was clicking a
Chat,
fake
what-
Galgabat link.
What word did Canute use? Hold on, I'm gonna rewind a bit.
his position right now is
Terrorism?
Terrorism.
Oh, he did say terrorism, yeah.
Which is left.
Terrorism.
It's just supporting
this
the
is
They're just holding back because they don't want to get in trouble, and they know him.
insane.
That's true. You know what? Canute's actually based. That's why
I cannot
Canute is
believe-
the guy I care about. If
I can't believe they're just saying this on a live stream. These are people that are like deeply entrenched in the Twitch world. Jesus.
he gets hurt in all this, because he's actually trying to say something. He's doing something. And look at all the coward pussies afraid to even go against the grain because it may cost them a little bit of their drama. I feel nothing for them. I feel sad for the small streamers who have no idea what's going on that are going to get hurt about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the problems here is like Hassan has just, because he's such a part of Twitch, he's ingrained himself with all the big streamers. Like Hassan is, despite.
Here's what I don't understand. I guess we don't really need to watch much more of this. Like, here's the thing that I don't quite get. I've always been like a pretty liberal person. All right, I've been further to the left than I am now. I've been a shit lib. I've been all sorts of left-leaning people. All right, and what I don't get is how in a company culture, number one, how is it that you're going to create a company culture that allows for politics like this to be discussed on like openly on a regular basis? Or let's move that out of the way. Not politics. Let's just say let's talk about like the favoritism thing. How are you going to let your company have so much favoritism that it starts affecting business? That's what I don't get. Because you don't have a responsibility to the, let's say 50 biggest streamers. You don't just have a responsibility to them as someone who runs the company. You have a responsibility to everybody on that website. You have a responsibility to make sure that that website or whatever company that you're doing is able to turn a profit, is widely available for like accessible enough for the groups that you want, represented there. This is a gaming website, a creative website. So we're going to see a lot of that. Makes enough room for those things to thrive and all that. While playing favoritism so heavy, because it doesn't engender faith in your product. Twitch moderation is the same as university campuses encampments that supported October 7th. Yeah, that's what's so weird, though. That's what's so weird is I could never imagine. Number one, I could never imagine being a CEO. Okay, because that's a lot, right? But imagine being a CEO and you have all the tools at your disposal to do that. You have the qualifications and you're put in charge of a major social media network. and you just start becoming friends with all the clientele or the users on the website. That's something I don't get. And I don't understand how the company culture moved in that direction so hard. And that it's so blatant now that even major streamers or people who may at one point have been major streamers, I don't know what Canute's viewership is like nowadays, that was the problem. The last guy was disconnected from the streamers and was a big StarCraft guy. I don't know. I feel like the vibe around so many social media sites recently, with the exception of YouTube, there aren't too many that I use anymore, right? I use Twitter, I use YouTube, I use Twitch, I use Discord, but I mean, that's highly curated to only things that I choose to go into and choose to actually pay attention to. But like between the three big ones that I use on a regular basis, right? Twitter is a right-wing hellhole. Twitter, it is more often than not when I'm scrolling through the For You page that I'm seeing, and this is because I follow a lot of political content, mind you, right? So I know that partially this is my own doing because of the algorithm. But I don't go out of my way looking for right-wingers. I don't go out of my way looking for left-wingers. I just follow political accounts. And simply by doing that, I am on a daily basis inundated with literal Nazi propaganda, like literal, not conservative, and I disagree with it, not, hyperbolically calling this what it is. It's Nazi propaganda with swastikas and, people saying like maybe Hitler had some good points, or the young men are waking up to the lie that's been presented to them for the past 90 years. Like, that's what I get to see on Twitter on a regular basis. And then Twitch, the vibe here is deteriorated since 2020 to where, again, I'm a very liberal person. I've always been very liberal, strong defender of LGBT rights, et cetera, right? Here, it's bad in a different way. I'm not having shit shoved in my face constantly that, I didn't choose to see that is, hardcore leftist propaganda. But you can tell that there is preferential treatment given to people with certain political views where they won't get banned for saying absolutely. And it's not even like they won't get banned because they're saying the correct opinion right then, right? I'm not even talking about like the terrorist stuff or the anti-Semitism stuff. I'm talking about like death threats, right? I'm talking about like absolutely abhorrent behavior of a type that I would never dream of engaging with or engaging in on stream, live, in front of people. When I do my algorithm tests, I constantly fed far-right stuff. What do you mean? He's talking terrorist behavior? No, I'm talking about death threats. Like that, the Sean DeBlack guy. Like, very openly calling, like, saying someone should kill Destiny. In the most gossamer thin of veil over it, because he pressed a little button that did a censorship beep over it. But you know what he was saying. You know what he was saying. And there was another guy, I'm pretty sure he was one of the people that got banned because of the Twitch panel thing. Didn't he do something? He said something absolutely bonkers immediately after getting banned, or was it before getting banned? Anyone know what I'm talking about? I feel like it was the Capri Sun Poppy guy, who I know nothing about, mind you, but I'm pretty sure I saw him say something, a screenshot of him saying something absolutely crazy with the stupidest excuse to defend it ever. And it wasn't like anti-Semitism or terrorist apologia. It was just, I don't follow these people either. They just show up automatically on my For You page on Twitter. Okay. But it's just like anybody else who didn't have the protection of being friends with Hassan, right, would be ass clapped into, into a different decade. They'd be gone. I have arguments with people about things that are incredibly esoteric at the end of the day, all right, that has no bearing on the real world. And I don't say anything, I never have ever called for the death of an entire group of people. I have never, ever called for the death of an individual person. I just have like on stream, I have a philosophical disagreement about a concept that has only been around for the past 2 years at the time. And I get a perma that lasts like 9 months. I get into an argument with someone. Oh, wait, no, that was the most recent one that lasted almost a year. The one before that was someone bringing up this stupidest argument of all time about genocide and what is and isn't genocide. And I say that something isn't genocide because it's literally a letter to the editor. So it's not genocide. It happened, what was the year on that letter? Like 5 years before any historian starts saying this is like the beginning of the exterminations. And I get a permit that lasted 9 months. Because I was literally correct. Hassan got banned for saying crackers, so it's just enforcement. Well, right. What I'm saying, I don't think that it's an anti-Semitism problem. I think it is an unbelievable, stupid company culture that allows for people who, the higher ups at Twitch, if they personally like you, you can do nearly anything. Nearly anything. With a couple of, like the C word, I'm a little bit concerned about saying it, but Hassan getting banned for that slur. It's like, just, yeah, sometimes we'll take care of stuff, sometimes we'll be consistent, which is the definition of not being consistent, is doing something for show to pretend that you're being consistent, right? But like the problem that comes out of something like that kind of company culture, where there are certain people that know that they have plot armor, right, is that people will get more and more brazen over time if you let them get away with a little bit past the TOS, because you get a little bit of plot armor, and they'll go a little bit further because the last one didn't get them banned, so they know they got a little bit more plot armor, and then they go a little bit further next time, and then now we're at the point where Denim's, like last year, I believe, was reading the manifesto of Osama bin Laden on stream. And I don't know if she got banned for that. Twitch streamer banned Osama bin Laden. Let's see if that gets me anything. No. Oh, how long was the ban for? View quotes. View all. Never mind. Won't happen. How's it going, Cano boy? You got to push boundaries for buzz? Sure, and that's fair. But if people are going to push boundaries and they go too far with it, then you got to take enforcement against them. That's all I'm saying, right? Have you checked the Wikipedia and the Slack channel? No, can you, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Can you link that to me in DM super quick? That's going to be the absolute last thing that we can do. But, how long was she banned and how long did it take for her to get banned after doing that? Nobody is saying how long. Was it 2 days? No. Nobody's saying. Oh, wait. No. I'm talking about something else from last year. But yeah, I'm talking about Denham's reading the Osama bin Laden manifesto last year, and there's like no news stories on it that are easily accessible. Oh my God, she got a 24-hour ban. She got a 24-hour ban, as confirmed from her Twitter. Yeah, 24 hours for reading the manifesto of of like the most known terrorist in American history. It agreed with almost all of it. Like, keep that in mind. She agreed with most of it. So if you're going to have people test the boundaries, you need to show them where the boundaries are. Twitch has not done that. Twitch hasn't done that. Twitch hasn't given any amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? They haven't shown what the limits are for anyone. They never give specific reasons why you got banned in your like ban notification. They say like you violated this rule, but they don't tell you what you said or did. So sometimes it's really difficult to figure out what the it is. Asmund Gold back tomorrow? Yeah. After 2 weeks for what he said. Do it, Cano boy. Get me the out of here. Yeah. Anyways, it just feels like social media. This is like a big issue that I have in like, you know, just like the world. This is a problem that I have with the world. Okay. Is when bad people or, you know, bully type people get away with doing shit that other people aren't allowed to get away with. I really don't like bullies. And you can see this like when I'm talking about cops back when I was a super leftist, before I had fully formed opinions on this, on the topic of policing and stuff. I didn't like it when cops would do something that seemed super out of pocket, escalatory, and then killed someone, and there would be no repercussions, despite what we were seeing with our eyes, you know? I didn't like it when I saw, you know, I don't like it when I see people like Donald Trump go around and say crazy things on a like daily, hourly basis. Would you bully a bully? Yes. I don't like it when people know that they are able to do something to you or to someone else with impunity, that if the other person responded in kind, they would get ass clapped by higher powers. I don't like that. Would you bully a bully if the bully had a disability? Well, I got in trouble for bullying a bully in middle school and he was fat, so does that count? Snap window? Oh, I will. I told my dad that for the first time. My dad never heard that I had gotten in trouble for bullying someone when I was in middle school. And it was in defense of someone else. So there were these 3 dudes who were relentlessly bullying this other kid who had something wrong with him, right? Very obviously. I don't know if it was like high level or like at least like moderately functioning autism with some sort of physical disability as well. I don't know. Yes, my pastor father. Yes. Well, he's no longer a pastor, but yeah, like I saw this kid and two other, like his two little cronies bullying those guys or bullying that kid. And so me and this other dude, we just relentlessly hounded the piece of shit ringleader. Oh my God. And like to a degree that like now I know I shouldn't have done. I accept that. I know. But man, I was cruel to that guy. I was like the Batman for that poor disabled kid. Because every single time that guy, because when he saw the disabled kid walking by in his way that he did, that was at I'm trying to not use language that might make it seem like I'm being ableist towards the kid that got bullied first. I'm not. I just don't. He walked in a way that you could tell that he was disabled. Okay. This kid would like mock him walking while they were walking towards each other in the hallway. He would do it. And so what I started doing and what his other kids started doing is we just, every time we passed him in the hallway, every time we saw him in gym class, we would make whale noises, or we would, quick, boatswain, man the harpoons. And we did that to a point where he got really upset and he told on us and we got in trouble. They tried to confront me in the bathroom one time. And they had a plan to swirly me, but they couldn't because they like grabbed me and they tried to pick me up, but they didn't really coordinate well. And they just kind of like told me to f off and then they walked away. And, yeah, that was my bullying story for you guys. Also, this stream is ending very soon because I'm starting to hear my voice and I'm going to lose my voice. So, I'm thinking of Rocky and Muggsy? Don't know. I got in trouble for beating up someone that squished a spider I was playing with and laying back in the grass as he was coming in from recess. I told the principal I would do it again and called him an asshole. I mean, like, I talked to the, I think it was like a counselor or someone I never saw again, but was working in the admin of the middle school. And I told them the full situation, and I had 1 day of in-school, not suspension, in-school or lunch detention. I had to go for 1 day to the lunch detention room, and that's all I got. But I did not get enough punishment for, like, if I had just done that in a non-retributive way. If I hadn't been doing it like because he was mocking someone else, bro, I should have gotten like 3 days of suspension. I was actually cruel. Like, I look back at some of the times where like I kept on taking it too far for way too long. I was so in the wrong, dude. But I just thought, man, this guy's such an asshole. Anyways, last thing, I want to see what is it that I'm supposed to be looking for on this? You said the Slack channels making whale noises. No, I'm not going into like the full detail of it, but like we would hound him like incessantly. Okay. it was harassment. It went from like being Batman to becoming the Joker, like coordinating with the other guy that was helping me bully him and saying, you know what would be funny? You know what would be really funny? Next time, just do a whale noise. And that progressed into the harpoons. And it was literally every single time we saw him. And it was, I'm downplaying it a little bit, and I probably shouldn't. But I also don't remember everything that I said to him. So, halfway down here. This is going to be the last thing because I can feel my voice going out. Amplification of pro-Zionist and pro-terrorist organization by Twitch. You must have gone to a nice school. I went to a decent school, like middle school. I don't see this anywhere. Okay, we're gonna look at those tomorrow. Okay, because I do not see them immediately, and not gonna lie, I'm tired. Okay. We have 3 people watching on Twitch. Not really worth rating anyone out. You know what? We'll rate into Resi. Lactoid. We can rate into Lactoid. It's Lactoid TV, right? All right, there we go. All right. Hey, guys. I love you guys very much. This was a relatively short stream just because I haven't been able to stream for a while, so... yeah. But I will be streaming tomorrow. I am fully medicated now, and I will be able to do stuff. I'm trying to set up a conversation with Kevin Castley tomorrow, if you guys know who that is. So that might be happening. And yeah, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Love you guys very much.